All right. Well, hello, everyone. I am here to talk to you about my class for the fall 2025 OLLI term. The class, I'm doing two classes, and the first one I'm going to talk about is called Hybrid Warfare and the Transformation of International Conflict. And if you're wondering why I'm teaching a class on this, it's because you may have noticed that the nature of warfare has dramatically changed. In the recent attack, for instance, by the United States on Iran, many people were saying, what about the War Powers Act? And the answer was, well, we're not really at war. And the question is, how do we know when we are or are not at war? So, in addition to the increasingly legal murkiness that we associate with war, no one formally declares war anymore. Even the operation by Russia into Ukraine was actually called a special military operation. They didn't want to use the word war. Aside from that problem, we also have the fact that the nature of war itself has changed in terms of what constitutes an attack. No one declares war anymore. When we do go in for special military operations or whatever we call them, we are increasingly using tactics that remove humans from the field of battle. We're using things like drones, whether they're land drones, sea drones, air drones, there's all sorts of different kinds. And the idea is, what does that do for responsibility in warfare? In addition to that, we are also increasingly pushing the boundaries, which used to be very firm, between what constitutes a combatant and a non-combatant, or a combatant and a civilian. There are many ways that that's happening, one of which, for instance, is what would happen if an adversarial power, for instance, engaged in a cyber attack on the United States and we lost, say, access to our online banking or the internet altogether? Can we call that an act of war? Is it an act of sabotage? What if it was done by non-state actors, say hackers in a place like North Korea? Is that a North Korean act or is it not a North Korean act? So increasingly, what is happening is the old constraints on countries and other groups to engage in the deployment of lethal warfare, increasingly those constraints are dissolving under the changing nature of warfare. And we should all be extraordinarily concerned about that. I will talk a bit about the militarization of police actions, that's domestic police actions and things like that. But mostly I'm interested, for instance, in the kind of political, social, legal dimensions of this new thing called hybrid warfare and what it has done to the stability or instability of international conflict and, of course, global politics in general. We got a lot to talk about. A lot of it is very, very current stuff. As always, you know how I like to roll. So please join me if you are interested, and I hope you are. And I will see you in the fall 2025 for my course on hybrid warfare. All right, take care.